What's up, guys? It is I, the Gospel according to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. And guys, I like to hear from some Star Wars scholars out there, people who are knowledgeable in the lore, because I came across this article like probably yesterday, earlier today, or whatever. It's got me really like scratching my head, like wondering, like, is this true? You know what I mean? Is this actually something that actually has weight in the Star Wars universe? And you know, I'm limited. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm very secure in my Star Wars fanhood. You know what I mean? I know that I watched all the movies. I've read some comics and stuff, but there are some people who have studied this, man. They know it backwards and frontwards. It's like a religion to a lot of people, and I have the utmost respect for them. So when I see things like this, I kind of wonder, you know, let's put it to the scholars and see what they have to say, if this has any legs, right? So this article that I saw here on ScreenRant.com, it makes the bold statement. It says Star Wars, the High Republic will utterly redefine the Force. Utterly redefine the Force. Wow, that is indeed a heavy statement. Okay, so pay attention here. They're going to redefine the Force, all right? So a lot of people out there that I spoke to, they've been saying for a long time, they're going to do this. They're going to redefine Star Wars. You know, they're going to like do it over and make it over in Kathleen Kennedy's image or whoever's running the ship. So let's see what this says, okay? Star Wars, the High Republic is about to completely redefine the Force, revealing the limits of Obi-Wan and Yoda's perspective. I don't know. Already, you know, you're kind of on shaky ground right there. You're revealing the limits of Obi-Wan and Yoda's perspective. Huh? Okay. The upcoming Star Wars Transmedia Initiative, the High Republic, will redefine our understanding of the Force. Star Wars is a unique franchise, a blend of science fiction and fantasy unlike anything else. Its central heroes are not just starfighter pilots, but they are also Jedi Knights, beings who are able to wield the Force. And they've been screwing with this ever since they started looking at that. You know what I mean? One thing they do know, you know, like Disney and the new people who are doing this now, they do know that it's the Jedi and the Sith that separate Star Wars from a lot of other science fiction and science fantasy out here. That's the genius of George Lucas. He actually came up with this, you know, but they've been looking to tinker with it. You know, and I remember Roundhead Johnson saying, I want to take some time to figure out what Star Wars is, you know, so you can screw it up. That's what it is. You know, now the most basic definition of the Force was given in the very first Star Wars movie all the way back in 1977. The Force is what gives a Jedi his power, Obi-Wan Kenobi told Luke Skywalker. It is an energy field created by all living things. It surrounds us and penetrates us. It binds the galaxy together. He said penetrates. For decades, every Star Wars film and tie-in that explores the Force has really expanded upon the definition, but it seems the story of the High Republic will explore how different people perceive the Force differently, completely redefining our understanding of the phenomenon. Now, here's where it starts to get shaky for me, okay? Because it says here, different people perceive the Force differently. Even though back in 1977, right here, you have Obi-Wan Kenobi saying that it's an energy field created by all living things. It surrounds us and penetrates us. It binds the galaxy together. Now, emphasis on the word binds. It binds the galaxy together. It's kind of hard to do that when different people are perceiving it different ways. There has to be a core belief. You know what I mean? Like when you do that, different people like all over the galaxy are perceiving it different ways. You know how many like splits there are in all of religions of the world? You know, Christianity, for example, there's different Bibles and different sects and stuff like that. But, you know, that's what they're saying. That's how the Force is going to be now. It's perceived by different people who I guess are going to have their different corners of Jedi knighthood, it seems like. All right, so it goes on. Speaking at the High Republic panel at New York Comic Con 2020, author Charles Soule explained the traditional definition is actually based on Yoda's perception of the Force. Oh man, like marinate in that for a minute, guys. It's like the traditional definition is based on Yoda's perception of the Force. That's very significant. Other Jedi perceive the Force in different ways and relate to the Force in different ways. One of the central characters in Soul's novel, Light of the Jedi, is Avar Kriss, who experiences the Force as music. The Force is alive with the sound of music. This is great. She calls it the Song of the South. The Song of the Force, Soul explained. And so, for her, all the different Jedi have their own tones and instruments. And when it comes together into this great symphony of dissonance and assonance, and all of these beautiful things that she's able to perceive. Wow. So when she's getting Jedi training, her master must have been like, come on, come on. Feel it, feel it. Feel the vibration. You know what I mean? It's like, what is this? All the other characters have their distinct relationships with the Force as well. Sometimes the Force comes to me in the night, and it comes underneath my covers, and it penetrates me. Okay, Soul also points to the example of the Wookiee Padawan, Boryaga Agaburi, who sees the Force as a great forest with himself as one leaf of a great tree. Oh, boy. Yeah, oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree. That's Boryaga Agaburi. He sees himself as one leaf in a great tree. Wow. Okay. Just make a leaf and scram. The High Republic novels and comics are set 200 years before the events of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Presumably, all of these different perspectives on the Force were lost over time as Yoda became too dominant. Woo! Did you hear this, guys? Like, what are they implying here? Presumably, now this is, what, like I said, I want you guys thinking about the shifty-eyed Yoda that we saw before, you know? Presumably, all these different perspectives of the Force were lost over time as Yoda became too dominant. The Grand Master who counseled others and the teacher who taught all the Padawans how to understand the Force. So he's like that crooked pastor, you know what I mean? Like, you got to go to the pastor to learn the Force. Meanwhile, the pastor is like boning your wife, you know, and all this stuff. You got to go to him and, you know, he is your direct conduit to God. You know, that's Yoda. He's a hustler. You know, he's a grifter. Let's see. The prequel trilogy presented the Jedi as diminished, a shadow of their former greatness. But the story of the High Republic, so I'm sorry to keep interrupting my own self, but what they're saying is that even the Force, even the Jedi, is not what it should have been because it was only going by Yoda's perception of it instead of, well, let's say Avar Kriss. It probably should have been a musical if that's the case. You know, it should have been like West Side Story, you know. They should have just come out, you know, you know. The story of the High Republic looks to reveal the extent to which that was the case. The Jedi had lost their sense of individuality within the Force, attempting to conform their own relationship with it to the pattern set by Yoda. Yoda is sounding more and more like a bad guy. So maybe it was Yoda who came up with the part of the Force that says you can't have a mate. You know, you can't have sex. See, this is what they're implying here. There are so many different ways this can be misused and go bad and tarnish the Yoda and the Star Wars and the Force that we know. Little wonder so many of them chafed under it. Oh, ooh, did you hear this? All right, the Jedi had lost their sense of individuality within the Force, attempting to conform their own relationship with it to the pattern set by Yoda. Little wonder so many of them chafed under it. Wow. That is deep. When Disney acquired Lucasfilm in 2012, they wiped the slate clean and started again with the canon. Though now every book, film, and TV series is equally canon, meaning this redefinition of the Force is as binding upon the Star Wars franchise, as if it happened on the big screen itself. The High Republic Initiative is possibly the most important event since the launch of the sequel trilogy, and certainly, that's not saying much, and certainly the most exciting. It is bold, confident, daring to redefine the Force, the concept that lies at the heart of Star Wars. It's going to be thrilling to get a fresh glimpse into the infinite mystery that is the Force. Well, look at that. They went on ahead and did it. Now, like I said before, the implications here are just terrible, especially with Yoda, because now they're basically saying that Yoda diminished the Jedi. He diminished the Force. And maybe that's the reason why Palpatine was able to have his way the way it was, because Yoda was just a weakling. And it all happened under his watch. Whereas if it had been one of the other ones who, perceived the Force as a raging, glorious forest or a song, maybe it would have been different. You know what I mean? Like if I were a Jedi, I'd be a hip hop Jedi. You know, I'd just come out with the lightsaber. Oh gosh, I've never been good at beatboxing, but you know, you get the idea. You know, it's just subjective. You know, depending on who's wielding the Force or the lightsaber. You know, in Rey's case, it was all yellow. She's got a yellow lightsaber. It's musical, you know. But anyway, guys, this is where the scholars come in, guys. I want you to sound off in the comment section. Pass this on to your scholar friends. I want to give a great big shout out to Lord Callus. Check him out on his channel, Lord Callus. And OG Star Wars, you know, those are usually my go-tos over there, along with some of my Dark Council brothers, you know, Damajanai, Abu Nas, you know, a lot of them also are very well read with the books, and many, many others out there. So please, you know, pass this on, because I want to know, is this something that is this something that's possible? You know, is this something that's preferable? Is this something that's acceptable? Or is it really just another spit in the face to George Lucas? And let me just say this before the video gets too long. I was thinking to myself earlier today, George Lucas is still with us. You know, there's no reason for them to be doing this kind of thing. It's like, you really, if you want to know what Star Wars is supposed to be and what it was that inspired him and stuff, and, you know, the core movies are not enough for you, then someone needs to go sit with the man. You know, just have him maybe, you know, create a textbook, you know, a guide for future generations and stuff, where they just can't just come in and just wing it like this, you know? The man is still with us. Use him. You know what I'm saying? Use that resource. Find out before you just go too far with all of this crap. But anyway, guys, it's your turn. Get in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about this, you know, the Force completely being changed, the nature of it. You know, sound off. Like I said, ask your friends. Let me know, please, because I'm lost with all of this. And as always, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe, and you can catch me on Twitter. Give me a follow. That link will be in the description box below. I look forward to hearing from you. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.